What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this episode I will troubleshoot another thing on my Insignia. So I have some problems with the heated seats. The heat in the both front seats don't work. So if I will start the engine and if I hit the button from the seat, they supposed to heat up, but none of them actually heats. And after a while, after about a minute or so, it disconnects. So nothing, it's at the max and I don't feel a thing. So as you can see, it disengaged itself, and the heat in the seat won't work. And this is for the both front seat, the driver seat and the passenger seat. Yeah, so this is what I will try to fix in this video. I will unmount the seat. I will start with the passenger seat. I will take it off the car and check if the wiring and the resistance from the seat it's broken or it's interrupt or something, and try to fix it and see how that will work. So let's jump into it. So before you unplug anything electrical from the car, make sure you will disconnect the battery so you don't have any problem. Okay, so this plug, as you can see, it has this clip that you have to pull. So this is when it's inside there, one another, and when you push this aside, now I can barely do it with one hand, but I will try to do it again. Remember, I have took the power off. Okay, so when you pull it over, it's pretty easy to pull, and when you pull it, it will disconnect from that plug under the seat. I will unscrew this bolt and that bolt over there and see if the seat comes out with the rails and everything. So basically I have taken out those two screws from the rails, and after that, look, you have here like some hooks that goes inside this channel, and also over there you just raise a little bit the seat and you pull it back and it will come right off. Now what I need to do, as you can see, the seat belt is still attached to the seat, so I have to take that plastic cover off and unhook the seat belt from the seat, then I can pull the seat out of the car. So now I have pulled the seat forward. This cap over here, you just pull it up. So I took the plastic cover, and you see you have here a screw. So ignore that bolt, just take the cap from this one, it's a 10mm one, unscrew it, and the seat belt has to come off. So after you take that 10mm screw off, just pop this cap. It's very easy, and the seat belt will just come right off. So I have taken the back side off. It's not a big deal. It has some kind of sliding mechanism from plastic on both sides, and this one just slides right in, and it will slide very easily. This piece, it goes under here on one side, and on the other one over here, as you can see, there is 2 slots, and this piece of the corner goes in them. Okay, so now I will check the wiring and the connection and see if anything is broke. So I'm sorry for the bad light. I have moved inside, and as you can see, it's what I have removed the other day. Basically, this ladder has some plastics around it, and they are pretty easy to remove. Just don't push too hard on them to not break it. They will bend, of course, a little bit, but it's nothing. It will be fine. Also, they have some metal clips that goes in this hole and down on the cushion itself. They have a kind of support, and it's clips with some metal rings. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove this bottom side of the seat, at least all the leather from the bottom, and then I will pull the heat resistance off and try to measure it and see if it has some values or something. Of course I can measure it already, but I think it's broken anyway, so I want to take it off and check it and see if I can fix it or if it needs to be replaced. But for now I will take this off and start from there. Take your time on here, because the heat pad, it's glued on the sponge, and if you pull it too hard you will break the sponge. But if you go gently, of course some sponge will break, but not a significant amount, and it will be fine. So So right on this channel, I'm sorry for the bad light, but it is what it is. Here is a channel that this spring or retainer goes in, and it holds this in place. Now I hope you can see. So there are some, look here, some metal. So there are some metal rings, as you can see, that holds the leather in place. There, over there, and there. These were also around there and here on the sides, and also on this side, and I have cut them off. They have some holes in here which indicates where it goes, so I will cut this 4 off too, then I can take the leather off. I will replace them when I put everything back with some plastic clips. So if I want to take this off, it has a pocket over here, and I will have to remove these 4 screws, and then it will come off, I hope. So let's do that. So this is the pocket that I have told you about. So this is the pad I have taken off. As you can see, some of the material, the sponge material, ripped off, but not too much. This is the cushion off, the resistance off. Now, as you can see, I have cut the isolating material on this wire to see if they are not interrupt or something. They are looking good, but I will also check now for the resistance. So these two yellow wires are a heat sensor that goes inside the heat pad. So basically the pad itself, the resistance in the pad, it's the black and the brown wire, and I will measure now for resistance, and if I haven't got any resistance at all, that means that the circuit somewhere it's interrupt. So what I'm using, it's a measuring device. It's not an expensive one, just a regular one. So it has all sorts of value here, the DC volts, AC, DC amps, and here it's where you see this sign, it's the ohms scale. So I will set it on the minimum scale, like 200 ohms. Now the device will show you number 1 here, and I will put the wires on the resistance. So now I will hooked up on the black and brown wire, and the measuring device it will show a value here if the resistance, if it's good, and if it's not changing, if it's still a 1 over there, then that means that somewhere it's interrupt. So let's see. So as you can see here, I have no resistance at all. It's a continuous number 1 value. Even if I change the probes between them, the value still won't change. Now I will check also the resistance on the sensor on the 2 yellow wires, and see if there is any resistance over there. Okay, here I have no resistance also. Now what I want to try is to take the ohm scale. So what I want to try is to take this value higher and higher and see if there are no changes, because the resistance might be higher than 200 ohms, and that's why the meter, the measuring device, doesn't show it. The resistance inside this cushion, it's broken somewhere. Now I don't know how I'm gonna find out where, but I will try to trace it with a light or something. So here nothing, and on the sensor on the 2 yellow wires we have 0.11. So I think the sensor, it's good. I don't know for sure, but I have no resistance whatsoever in the pad, and I have to fix that first, and then to see if the the sensor is good or not. Okay, so what I want to do now is to measure the back side of the resistance, because it has also a resistance in the back. And this one, it's a little bit easier because, as you can see in this plug here, there are only two wires. It's a brown and a black one. So I will put the measuring device over there and I will unplug this. On 200 ohms we have two. So we have approximately 1.8, between 1.8 and 2 ohms. So I have some resistance here. Now I don't know if this value is correct. I will check it, but I know for sure that is not interrupt because I have some resistance. And yeah, so now I will leave this for now. I will not touch the backside, and I will try to find the rupture on the other one and try to fix it and see the value after I fix it, if it's around the same value. This you can do also on the car without unmounting the chair. It's a little bit harder, but definitely here on the backside you have access if you just take this back panel off. And I think also here you have the wire that goes from the bottom and it goes around this and underneath the chair, so you can check it also that on the car if it's broken. So I think I have found where it's interrupt. So it's very little right where my finger is. I don't know if you can see through the material, but here it's broken, and also it's given sign to broke on the other side. In what place is it actually? The cushion stays something like this on the seat, so it's right on the exterior of the seat. Now I'm gonna cut the material on that area. I will try to soldering the wires and then see if I got any resistance or if it's broken in other places too. So I will do that right now. If you want to do this thing by yourself, always start with checking, if you have no resistance, of course, start with checking the weakest points on the pad, on the heat pad. So obviously the weakest points will be around here. Now it's a pain in the ass to solder this wires, because you have all these materials around and they got melted, and because it's a resistor it will tend to heat up more and lose the heat and everything, but it's doable. It is doable. So now I have done mine, both of them. They are not perfect, but I will try to make them more beautiful after I test them and see if I at least solve the problem, because now at least I need to have some resistance. So okay, now let's test it and see the result. So I'm going on 20. Again, the brown and the black wire. So look at that, we have resistance, yes. So we have 2.6 ohms, 2.5. So that was it, guys. Nice. That means I have fixed my problem, at least for now. Now the only thing remains is to put something here to protect them for future damage. So what I have decided to do, just to make these joints a little stronger, I have took a piece of wire and I have unstripped it from the isolating stuff, and I end up with this bunch of small wires. And now I will take 1 or 2 wires and wrap it at least as tight as I can around these areas, and after that I will put some plastic glue or something just to make it very tight and make sure that in that area will not break. So I have gone on this with this textile tape that I have got. Just a minute. Yeah, so I have this textile tape and I have put it right here and also on the back. It's flexible enough so I can bend it in the shape that I need. And now I'm gonna apply some tape also on this because it was isolated, but I have cut the isolation off. And then everything is left to do, it's just try to put the seat back together and hope that I can manage to clip, or at least to hook up the ladder in all the places, and I hope that I don't miss a spot with the plastic clips. So now that I know that my heat element on the chair is good, sorry for the bad lighting again, I'm inside and I don't have too much light. So I know this heat element is good. Now I will start to mount everything back on the seat and put it on the car and see if it will hold the heat or not. On this side where I have made the soldering right there, I will mount this part of the element. As you can see, it was right over there, so I will mount it around over here where it's now a little bit lower. So in that way, even if someone will sit here and this will tend to
to stretch. It will have enough material here to stretch a little bit more and not break again. So I will use some spray adhesive that I've got a little bit on the back, because as you can see right here, when I have unmounted some of this foam just rupture, but it's not a big deal. So I will put a little bit of adhesive, then I will glue it back to the chair, also on this side as well, and on the bottom and on the front element that slides. So yeah, I will do that right now, and then I will start to put the leather back on the chair and tighten with zip ties. I will use some of these small ones, the color doesn't matter, but are the smallest ones that I've got, and hope everything goes well and fast. So over here, as you can see, when you put the seat back, we have these holes, two here and two here, that go right there, one over there, one over there, there and there. Underneath there is a metal bar, a tin bar, I will show you, that is also on that side, in the back, which this letter with these holes and the side holes and everything mounts on that. So there was some metal clips over there which I have cut. I will try to put some plastic zip ties through the foam and around that bar, and then through this hole, and tighten them and cut them. So I will do these four. I will show you how they look like afterwards, and then I will probably continue all around. I have some on the underneath and so on. So yeah, this is what I need to do now. So here is how it's looking here. So as you can see, I have put some zip ties. I have changed the red ones, the smaller one, with some bigger one, because this will help you a lot, especially because it's a tight place. So I won't tie them yet, because I want to see how it will go on the sides and in the back, and after that I will tie them here and start the sides. So don't forget about these two guys over there, because it's one here underneath this corner, and another one over here. This I have already tightened. It's holding this piece underneath the seat. So now I will move on. Now from the underneath the seat, this is how it looks like. So this is still from the underneath, from the bottom side, and you need to pull it through this gap between the upper and the lower side. They have some clips that clip over there. I will put them in a minute. Now over here you will have another 3 clips on this side and 3 on the other side, and I gotta say that those 2 and the other 2 are a pain to put them, because you don't have just 2 finger space on both sides. So it was taking me a bit to figure out how to mount it, to put it back. Okay, so now I have started the car. Now let's see if I press the heat on the seat, if it will stays on or not. So yes, it's working now. I can feel the heat. So yeah, at least in the bottom part I can feel the heat, and also on the back it's starting to heat up. Oh yeah. So pretty much this is it for my passenger seat. I have solved this issue without anything else to add. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.